Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Mari's Golden Hour. What? Get it? So, thank you so much for hanging out and joining me. I do have a YouTube channel. If you are so inclined, you can check out the podcast there. Also, some clips of some wacky and wild videos. Well, I don't know how wild they are, but they can be a little goofy. Me just being me. So if you feel like checking it out, please do. I may have mentioned this before, but I was doing a revisit of Fat of the Land by Prodigy, and I am still digging that and listening to it and just loving all the drum and bass. With that, I have been doing a revisit of other movies and things and just everything, any sort of media, books, you name it. I will get into that in a second. There's a movie that I watched which kind of sparked my different way of eating or trying to eat cleaner. The movie is called That Sugar Film. I'd never heard of it before. It's very informative. It's a little saddening, but it's good. Well worth watching this documentary. And basically, it's the guy who is the lead of this documentary. He ate healthy. I believe he exercised regularly. Nothing that was fanatic, but he was in decent shape. And what he was doing for this documentary was to eat foods that were supposedly healthy and do that for a month. I don't know if it was longer than a month or just a month, but what he was doing was documenting the effects that those so-called healthy foods were having on his body, just from all the hidden sugars. And I believe it's no surprise that he did not turn out svelte at the end of this, and it just shed a light on reasons why some people are not able to shed the pounds, even though they're eating healthy, I guess with quotes around it. So yeah, check it out. That Sugar Film documentary, pretty cool, and it was entertaining to watch, and it wasn't shoving things in your face as some documentaries are apt to do, even the ones that are about food. But this one, it was not about shoving anything in anybody's face, but he was experimenting on his own body. And that was it. I didn't feel as if I was being talked to, talked at, talked down to. None of that. It was entertaining and quite eye-opening and interesting to watch without being gross. It's the best way to describe it. I forgot to mention another revisit, if you will. Anytime you're feeling down at all, and I meant to do this myself, and I don't know if I actually got around to do it. No, I didn't get around to doing it again. Anytime you're feeling down, please watch the video about the mini horse and a leaf blower. I don't know the exact title, but I'm sure if you just plugged in mini horse leaf blower, that particular video that I'm talking about will pop up, along with the guy who dressed up as his dog's favorite chew toy. Again, I cannot remember the exact title of the video, but guy dressed up as favorite dog's stuffed animal, something along those lines. And excuse me, aside from that, and looking at puppy videos, those are my best suggestions on picking up one's mood. Couple plugs. One plug is for, actually both of these are friends of mine, but the plugs are for friends. And one of them, if you can go to YouTube and pop in Gregory Phelan, and you can type in We Didn't Start the Fire COVID-19 edition. It's actually very entertaining. The other one is for Q2 Designs. The website is other45.com. really, really, really cool jewelry. The jewelry is art, and it's affordable, and check out the gallery and you will see what I'm talking about. Very, very, very cool stuff. I own one of the pieces myself, and it's one of my favorite pieces of jewelry to wear. And, let's see, what else? So those are my 2 plugs, and really this week was, aside from just being busy, I was revisiting as many things as I could with the time that I was allowed, and that was movies, books, music, articles, you name it. And if I didn't have to do the paying of bills and things, I would have had a lot more time to revisit. But one of the things, and I know I mentioned this, was rereading and researching Genndy Tartakovsky, who was the creator and director of Samurai Jack, Powerpuff Girls, Dexter's Laboratory, Clone Wars, Hotel Transylvania, the list goes on. That is just some fun stuff, and I cannot go on about how awesome Samurai Jack is. I mean, Powerpuff Girls, that's just a given. Number one, the theme music had me at that. I didn't even have to look at the videos, but just the Powerpuff Girl theme, I'm in. Again, I'm a drum and bass gal, but Samurai Jack, just the influences that went into that, you can see it. It's obvious on the cartoons that he grew up on and loved. And all right, I'll stop with that. What did I? Oh, Sade. Actually, it's Godfrey impersonating Sade, and it's Sade's version of WAP, also known as Wet Ass Pussy. Check that out if you haven't already. Also, why is WAP so offensive? I've seen a couple of those reaction videos of suburban moms, I guess, that have just clutched pearls and all kinds of things from hearing that song. And I don't understand it unless it's just a reaction for the video, just so they have a reaction video. But I don't know. If they are seriously offended and reacting that way, how do you think you birthed that child who is actually taking the reaction video of you? I don't know. I just don't get that. Came across a song. It's called Clean, and it's by a band called Brooklyn. I cannot remember the movie that I watched that had that as, I believe they played the song for the end credits. And it was just a really cool ending for the movie I was watching. And darn it, I cannot remember the movie. But the movie that I saw, I think I got it about like halfway through. It was really cool. Beep bop beep doo doo boo. What else have I looked at? It's the title of these videos. It's along the same vein, but it's 80s and 90s song, or like when an 80s and 90s song comes on, you know, or it might be when a 70s song comes on, or an 80s song comes on. But the one that I looked at, I think I started off with a 70s song comes on, and then I moved into the 80s, 90s song, and it is awesome. The channel name, it's Call Me Choco. So CALLMECHOKO. I absolutely love it. And especially for the 80s, 90s, like the 70s, him and his partner, whoever that guy is, they nailed it as far as the look, the dance, all of that. And they did the same thing when it came to the 80s, 90s song. And just the style of clothes, well, with the exception of the skinny jeans, because jeans were not that skinny during that particular era. But everything else, the dances, all that. Nailed it perfectly. And I think I saw one that he did for the 80s, and that really was just a bust shot. I think it was. No, did he do full body? No, I can't remember. But it was just one song, and he was pretty much like pseudo lip syncing to Oh Sheila, Ready for the World. Check it out. I have been enjoying the haunted Halloween postings that anybody puts up, and so to continue on with the celebrating of all things spooky and haunted and Halloweeny, I started off watching one thing, and then I went into watching an old episode of MTV Cribs featuring Rob Zombie and his house, which is very, very cool. And I remember it being cool then, and I still enjoyed the video. It was fun. And so if you're into Rob Zombie, if you like cool themed out houses like that, go check it out. The next one that I saw, and I still have to finish watching it, it's a tour of Tom Cevini's home and his school. And he is a special effects artist that is very, very, very well known. Long list of credits. Just pick a movie that had a lot of really cool visual effects in it, and he likely is the one that did it. And then watching that video, that led me to something else. Basically, it was based off of a framed photo that he had in his office, and his mention of, the photo was the two men, supposedly, who created the creature from the Black Lagoon. And Tom properly and correctly said that, this is very misleading because Millicent Patrick is the one who actually created the swamp creature in the 1954 movie Creature from the Black Lagoon. So, more of a deep dive. Definitely research that. Her name is Millicent Patrick, and just did not get her proper credit for that contribution, the huge contribution to that movie. Another video I checked out, the channel is called Five Fires, and they did a drive-through, which I believe a lot of places are doing drive-throughs as opposed to haunted houses. And this one is Hauntoween, Hauntoween, Hauntoween LA 2020, and it's in Woodland Hills. Check that out. It's one way of going through it without having to pay for it, I guess. But, if you have a car full of family and want candy, I suggest physically hopping in the car and going there to enjoy it. Hauntoween, LA. And what else? Aside from that, I've looked at the free television that Redbox offers. They have a lot of quirky things on it. There's a Mystery Science Theater channel that offers MST3K 24/7. They have news, music, other movies, TV shows, reality TV, scripted TV, all of it. And they're doing a whole month that's dedicated to haunted, spooky things. Haunty? Oh, hello, haunty. I just made up a word. Hey, haunty. So, I've been watching that and looking at the scary movies on those channels and just enjoying it. What else did I ended up reading an article, and the article itself, it's like, okay, but the image that they had with this, the title of the article was very high risk of this defunct Russian satellite and a Chinese body of the rocket were going to collide. And I know that this happened earlier in the week, or maybe it did happen, maybe it didn't, I don't know. But the debris, after it would collide, it would just orbit the Earth. And the photograph It was of Earth with all the satellite, I don't know if it's just the satellites or just the debris of satellites orbiting it. And I don't know if it was Photoshop, if it's the actual debris, but regardless, it looked very cluttered, very crowded, and just extra messy. And it reminded me, actually, of being in, where was I? I was in Colorado, and I was in a town called Steamboat Springs, working there for the summer. And there's this place that's up the road that's called Strawberry Park, and they have natural hot springs there. And so on occasion, a group of us would get together and we'd go out in the evening and enjoy it. And they have, I think, 1 or 2 private pools of natural spring water. And I believe it can be adjusted to whatever temperature you want. You can get massages there. You can just rent it out, and you and your friends can just hang out and chill there. Or you can participate in the public pools. And I've done both, or actually I've done all. I've gotten a massage there, a water massage and a table massage, and also a group of us ended up renting or reserving the private space. So we have our own private hot spring pool, and at night, clothing is optional, and I love it. And I don't know if, I know everything is shut down now, but I don't know if they still allow you to bring in your own alcohol. At the time that I was there, you could, but all that they asked was that everything just be in plastic because they didn't want the glass to break. So it was just very, very freeing, very warm and relaxing, and ultra, ultra cool. And I just remember looking up at the sky, and you could actually see every single star. Did I say store? Sorry, get the core. Let's go to the pork. You could see every single star up in the sky because the elevation was so high there. And I saw something moving up in the way, way, way up in the sky, and I didn't know what it was. And it wasn't until I inquired, and they said, "Oh yeah, that's a satellite." And I was like, "What? You can?" Excuse me. Ooh, so sorry about that. Very, very dry, and I was drinking something earlier, but I ended up putting it away. But yeah, I just couldn't believe that you could see satellites with the naked eye up in the sky, and it was just beautiful, absolutely beautiful to watch. So anytime you can, try to get to a higher elevation and just be in a space without air pollution and just enjoy the orbit around us. What else did I read? Well, I know it's not new news, but still, ugh. So, on Delta, a passenger woke up to, and make a long story short, a priest peeing on her. And apparently, this priest from North Carolina, ended up taking Ambien or something. And this woman woke up to this guy peeing on her. Now, I don't know if he was sitting down, standing up. I don't know what was going on, but the article, it was pretty graphic. So I'm not going to get into it and gross anybody out, but just, nasty, 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 nasty. And I cannot imagine any drug being that strong where you're going to do that on a plane to somebody. So I call BS on this guy blaming it on the drugs. Absolute BS. I know that there's like a long list of side effects from this thing, but come on now. Another video that I saw was, and I don't know the exact title of it, but I believe it's cat very involved in daily routine. It's something on the Dido, and I don't know if this cat is like a very, very clingy ex-boyfriend or a drag queen, but to watch this cat interact with this human, it's I don't know, it's a little trippy. It's a little weird, it's a little cute, it's interesting, it's eccentric, it's all of that. But yeah, just to watch this cat interact, I don't know. Speaking of drag, I have just been immersing myself in all the drag queen videos. Alright, maybe not all of them, but a good portion of it. And I've just been loving and living that life for a while. And yeah, I guess that's about all I'm going to say about that. So catch yourself a drag video whenever you can. But specifically, I've been looking at Trixie and Katya, or just past episodes of RuPaul's Drag Race or the All-Stars. And then, any other little video that'll spawn and spin off from that. There was an article that I came across. It's this person, she's a food writer in Atlanta, and she wrote how she missed restaurants and just that experience of going in and dining and eating, and all of that comes from the dining experience, along with being able to review them. And so in her love and missing of restaurants, she decided to open up one of her own for a chipmunk. And the article is in Bon Appetit, written by Angela Hansberger, and is very, very cute. And there are a couple of pictures that she took of the miniatures that she made, and it really is a wooden table set up for a chipmunk. And this chipmunk comes every day because it is being fed really good, high quality food. So check out that article whenever you can. And also this week, just reconnecting with friends. In particular, I ended up reconnecting with a friend I hadn't talked to in years, and it was markedly a better conversation than the one that I had with another friend, where I was on the phone for 5 hours. Yes, 5 hours, not exaggerating. I was on the phone for a very long time with this friend that I reconnected with, but not nearly as long as that, but long enough. And it was fun. And from that, I got a quote, and hopefully he will not mind me sharing it. I'm going to share it, and if he gets mad at me, I will deal with the consequences. But his quote is, "Never challenge worse." And I just love that quote. So, what else did I want to share? This is a thought that I had. I was at work and just handling a lot of paper, and this random thought just popped in my head that I wonder, do we, unconsciously or subconsciously pick up words from other people? Does that, even if we're not reading anything, do we pick up something from that, and do we internalize that somehow? And I don't know, I know I'm kind of being out there and babbling on this one, but try to stay with me if you can. Or if it's paper that somebody else has handled, it doesn't matter what's written on it, would you, inadvertently be picking up on their pain, or their troubled soul, or I don't know, I don't know. I just wondered if you're able to, because I know, if you talk with somebody, depending upon, what your personality type is, I guess, you maybe, through your empathizing, you tend to absorb and take on or pick up whatever energy they're putting out. And so I wondered if the same could be said for inanimate objects, which, I don't know, I kind of think, if you can probably charge something up enough with, emotions, I guess. So, a pen can, if you, love and love and love and love this pen, that if you were to give that pen to somebody else, they'll pick up that love, So I don't know, I wondered if the same can be said for paperwork, and because if that's the case, I don't know. And then, and if that is the case, what do you do in order to combat that? How do you not absorb that stuff? Do you wear gloves? Because it's if there are charged words on the pages, and if you have to look at it to put it away, how do you not pick that up? I don't know. I know I'm babbling. So I'm gonna throw out another quote, or just another life thing, and and having that conversation with my friend reminded me of something that my Aunt Charlene said. And he had asked if I was going to share it on the podcast. And I said, I don't know if I will, if I won't, but yeah, maybe I will. So you know what? I am going to share it on today's podcast. And this is something that my Aunt Charlene has, I remember she mentioned this to me. And I can't remember if this was on a trip that we took to New York or when I was visiting her down south. But I don't know if this came up from a question that I asked her, which I believe it did. I don't know if it was like something about boys or what to do on another major life decision or life in general or whatever. But so she said to me, and this is a question that I really wish I could remember exactly how she phrased this, but it was something along the lines of, you ask yourself, does it enhance the quality of my life? And I realized that, number one, my mind was blown when I heard that, excuse me, for the first time. And then since then, it's just stayed with me ever since, all these years ever since. And I would put it to use in all aspects of my life. It doesn't matter if it's love, if it's career, if it's anything, groceries. It can be about any question, any move you make, anything. Does it enhance the quality of my life? And with that, something that enhanced the quality of my life, I was having fun just playing around with things that I had on hand. I had to put a lot of things in storage because I had maintenance guys coming over doing different things, and it was just a lot easier to get stuff out. And it's part of a project that I'm working on too, just seeing what things to keep and not keep and reshift and organize and just reinvigorate. And I gave myself a mini photo session, and I was just digging it. I'm like, oh, let me shoot a video. Why not? So if you go to my YouTube channel, you can see the results of my mini photo shoot. But I don't know, I was just having fun with myself and just playing around and, just using things I had on hand and seeing what could work. And I ended up creating another Halloween costume. Like, if I had to quickly whip up something, it's like, there you go, there's a Halloween costume. Why not? And I could add other like accoutrement and whatnot to it just to have it go in any direction I want. But I don't know, that's what I came up with. So feel free to check out my YouTube channel, Mari's Golden Hour, and have fun with me. So with that, I will bid you adieu, because I'm going to continue my golden hour by enjoying my glass of Schloss Biber, which is a German sparkling wine. And I've been loving the kettle chips, the dill pickle flavor. Those things are absolutely flippin' delicious. They have ripped the roof of my mouth, but I love eating them. The only time that I had dill chips or dill pickle chips was with Pringles, and it's Pringles. I mean, I enjoy Pringles. I love them. Haven't had them in ages, but I was trying to do better. And I had a moment of weakness when I saw the kettle chips, dill pickle flavor, and yum, yum, yum. So, going to continue my golden hour by sipping the bubbly and continuing on with my dill pickle kettle chips. Enjoy your golden hour. Thanks for hanging out. Bye.